San Antonio's voice tonight. How about some good news, especially if you happen to be thinking about doing something fun and different, either for a weekend getaway, maybe even just an afternoon. And it's also definitely good news for a lot of South Texans who have been suffering for the past few years. 2 years ago, I took my cameras out on a road trip around South Texas to show you some of the many effects of the devastating drought. And one was how it had basically dried up much of the Frio River, about 80 miles west of San Antonio at Concan. I also had to see whether you could still do this. My extensive research showed you could still jump in a few places. But tubing along most of the river, well, that was tough, as that would involve walking along some stretches that had become a dry riverbed. And business was drying up along with the river.
This is probably as low as you can see it.
And this was about as low as Cody Davenport could get. He runs Neal's Lodges at Concan, and 2 years ago his business involved a lot of hoping and praying for rain. So after the rains we've had this year, I went back to see how the Frio and Cody are doing. The river's up, so is Cody.
Yeah, well, my smile's huge, of course. It's tough to run this place when there's no river. But the whole attitude of all the tourists and everybody that's here, you can feel in the air it's changed. I mean, it's just real. It's there. As far as how happy they are to have the river back and be able to bring their kids back to the type of river that they grew up on. You know, a 5-year stretch is pretty rough. It's an entirely different feel all over Concan.
And up and down the Frio, the story is the same. Business is back and campers are happy.
Easily, it's the best river to float in Texas, no doubt about it. Especially when the water is flowing the way it is. The people are the friendliest people out there. It's not too college kid heavy. Lots of fun. Families out here having a good time.
How is it?
Awesome.
And like he was saying, you know, you get the opportunity to get a nice mix of people. It's family friendly, but not overly family friendly. And people like to come out and have a good time. And there was no walking this year on the water since it was.
And the water's running good, and there's a lot